The most comprehensive review ever of the medical evidence behind transitioning children has been released, and Jordan Peterson and J.K. Rowling team up and share their own thoughts on the report that set the internet on fire. Tucker Carlson completely exposes intelligence agencies by saying something you will not believe on the Joe Rogan Experience. Joe Rogan appears to be absolutely terrified on Twitter by a new law that might get passed. Over the weekend, some crazy things went down, so let's get right into it. Hi, I'm Johnny from The Motive, bringing you the most up-to-date news on Jordan Peterson and friends. This weekend has a bunch of big news, so let's hop right into the first story. Over the weekend, 5 middle school girls from West Virginia were put into an odd situation. Becky Pepper Jackson, a biological male, actually won a court case in which West Virginia's transgender laws were overturned, which means you can compete with the people who match your sex. Therefore, Becky Pepper Jackson competed against the females. However, the girls he was competing against did not agree, and all of them refused to throw the shot put. Roll it. The girls were commended for their bravery online. The original poster, Riley Gaines, a female swimmer from the University of Kentucky, said, "It's a sad day when 13 to 14-year-old girls have to be the adults in the room, but I couldn't be more inspired by and proud of these girls." After this post went up, Jordan Peterson reposted it and said this: "Good work, girls. Enough lying, cheating, narcissistic men enabled by weak authorities." Now for the next story, which, just warning you, is a crazy one. Over the weekend, Tucker Carlson joined Joe Rogan on the Joe Rogan Experience. At the time of this recording, the podcast has already amassed 5 million views in just 3 days. However, despite the insane amount of views, Tucker said something that blew up the internet. Roll it.
No, I mean, people don't say that because they're worried about getting punished. They're worried about someone putting kiddie porn on their computer.
Right.
Members of Congress are terrified of the intel agencies. I'm not guessing at that. They've told me that, including people on the intel committee, including people who run the intel committee. And I said to somebody, a very powerful person, the other day in a conversation in my kitchen, an elected official, holds a really senior position, a very famous person. I was going crazy. I was so mad about all this stuff. And I said to the guy who serves in one of the legislative bodies, but I was like, all these people are controlled. They're all, got weird sex lives and all these things are hiding and they're being blackmailed by the intel agencies. And he said, and I'm quoting, "I know." I was like, okay, so at this point we're just sort of admitting that's real? Like, why do we allow that to continue?
This clip from the podcast is absolutely crazy and really makes you think. It's no secret that corruption is a real thing, and it doesn't seem super out there to believe that something like this is happening. Tucker Carlson knows people and has friends that are super up there in terms of power. So if anyone's gonna know, it could definitely be him. This is a super controversial one. So let me know your thoughts on this video in the comments below. Matter of fact, let me know any of your opinions on any of the topics we discussed today down below. I'll like all of them no matter what your opinion is, because free speech and having civil discussions are crucial. Now for the next story of the day, which unfortunately is a pretty sad one, so we'll keep it short. Over the weekend, Daniel Dennett, an esteemed philosopher, died at the age of 82. Jordan Peterson went to Twitter to say, "We've lost at Daniel Dennett. I spoke with him in some detail very recently. He'll be missed." And before we get to the biggest story of the day, let's talk Joe Rogan. It's no secret that Joe Rogan doesn't post too much on Twitter. So when he reposted multiple posts in a day or two, I knew something was up. In total, he tweeted about one terrifying law 4 times. This is what he reposted. The first one is by Elizabeth Goten, co-director of the Liberty and National Security Program at the Brennan Center for Justice, which read, "Urgent, please read the thread below. We have just days to convince the Senate not to pass a terrifying law that will force U.S. businesses to serve as NSA spies. Call your senator now. Also, after that, Joe Rogan reposted one from Edward Snowden, which said, "The House has voted to approve unconstitutional, warrantless searches of Americans' communications. Now the Senate has to, late on Friday, after the media had gone home. Only the president can stop it from becoming law, and he won't, because he's the one that asked for it." Then shortly after this tweet, another one by Elizabeth Goten, which read, "It's over for now. A majority of senators caved to the fear-mongering and Bush League tactics of the administration and surveillance hawks in Congress, and they sold out American civil liberties. Section 702 has been reauthorized, not just without any meaningful reforms. Thank God the law didn't keep moving forward, or that could have caused chaos." Joe Rogan finished his repost spree with one final message. It was a post with an article linked under it. The article reads, "Senate privacy hawks push to kill House amendment to warrantless surveillance bill." Then Matt Taibbi, an author, commented, "Civil liberties proponents are now, in quotes, privacy hawks. This country has gone mad." Joe Rogan obviously agrees because he reposted it, and also, he never reposts or posts that much in general. I mean, he does, but not like he just did. So all in all, these laws trying to be passed are getting crazier and crazier by the day, it seems like. So let me know your thoughts on all this down below. Now for the last, but certainly not least, as it's the biggest story of the day. A very well-known pediatrician by the name of Hilary Cass conducted the most thorough review on the medical evidence behind transitioning children ever done. The review set the internet on fire because Cass said some things that the left did not agree with. To summarize it in a sentence, she basically said that there is no evidence that supports the claim that giving these children any kind of hormones or medical treatment actually helps them in the long term. Because of this controversial statement, which is crazy in the first place to even call it a controversial statement, she has received a ton of backlash, and I mean a ton of backlash. The backlash is so bad that right now she is advised to not use public transportation and is also receiving so many gruesome messages, emails, and everything else online. J.K. Rowling, the famous author of Harry Potter, had some things to say about this. She said, "The highly regarded pediatrician who conducted the most thorough review ever undertaken on the medical evidence for transitioning gender-confused children has been advised not to travel on public transport for her own safety." Then she continued on by saying, "Outright lies about her review continue to spread, not only in the febrile atmosphere of social media, but from supposedly responsible people like @DawnButlerBrent. Cass says it is unforgivable for people to undermine her report by spreading, in quotes, straight disinformation. In quotes, follow the money may be a conspiracy theorist trope, and I hate the X cliche. Let that sink in. But when a respected pediatrician is advised not to travel by bus, and when lobby groups fall over themselves to discredit a meticulous medical review, both might seem to apply." Now, all this is pretty crazy. There were many people arguing on both sides and going back and forth. However, through all this craziness, Jordan Peterson reposted J.K. Rowling's tweet and said this, "Read and draw the appropriate conclusion. The monsters under the rocks are powerfully irritated by the truth, because the truth is a grim beast indeed when it comes to the mutilation and sterilization of children." That is all the news we have for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe as it helps out the channel a lot. Also, let me know who else you would like featured on the show. I'm open to anyone. And as always, let me know your thoughts on any of the topics we discussed today down below. I would love to hear them. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching and enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.